Show me the money.
Just looking good, but I think I'm taking too long.
The spot for a Glock. I took a loss over floss, but still got a knock.
Money! Jerry, does that make you feel good just to say that?
All right, show me the money. NFL picks for week number 13 coming up here on the podcast. Joining me today, somebody who usually talks about pop culture, but we do get her on the line about once a year, talk about actual sports. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars fan, my chief Jacksonville Jaguars correspondent, Sam Derosa. Sam, welcome back. How are you?
Woo, go Jaguars. Thanks for having me.
Not a problem. And I will say, though, for us, it's not been a fun football year.
Hell no, but it is also very normal, I feel like, for our teams in the same breath, you know?
Yeah, because I mean, I'll say for my team, it's usually we're not down this low. Usually we're like, okay, we're going to win 4 games if we're bad. I've never seen a Jet team that's struggling to win 1.
Well, I mean, like, I know that the Jaguars have 1 win, but take this as this is how it feels to be a Jaguars fan.
I've learned it. It's not fun.
No, it's not. But at least you have I guess the word is like knowing the warm consistency feeling of losing. Like, you're like, we're not going to win. So when you do hopefully get 1 win and then the Jaguars can get the first pick, then you'll be like, oh, wow, this is great. Like, we thought we were going to lose and now we won.
That's like the opposite of what I'm doing now. Right now, I'm actually sitting there rooting for the losses because I want them to go 0-16 and just get the number 1 pick.
Damn, that would be some rough season, 0-16.
It could very well happen because, I mean, they've blown a couple, but we're here to talk about your Jaguars here. And obviously, you watch their games more than I do. What do you think as somebody you watched who's a little more tuned in here? Like, what is really wrong with that team?
Well, I'm going to be honest. I literally have been I don't want to use the word disgusted because it's very harsh, but I'm just like so disappointed and like really bummed out on how the team's playing. Like, it's just like you have the pieces there, right? But like things are not falling apart. And I honestly feel like it's the consistent, like there's no consistent leadership within the team. Because like last year they had Minshew, everyone got onto Minshew mania, including myself. I'm sure the players did too, and they're like, wow, this guy's like leading us, like we could do well, like blah, blah, blah. But now you have like a 3-way fight between like Lennon, Lutton, and Minshew.
Yeah.
Of like who's going to get the starting job.
It's also crazy because like when we first met, like the Jaguars were having a very, very big year. That was the year they went to the AFC Championship game, and they had the Jacksonville defense. Everyone's like, oh, this is exciting. They're going to be good for a long time. And now 3 years later, everybody's gone, and like they're just in the middle of nowhere again.
Yeah, literally, I think they said that when what's his face left, he was the last guy on the team from that year.
Yeah, I think
oh my God, why can't I'm very upset with him.
Probably Jalen Ramsey.
Not Ramsey. He went to Tampa Bay.
Oh, well, Fournette.
Yeah, when Leonard Fournette. I think he's like either the last one or there's like one more dude on the squad, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But then there's also issues I feel like with Marone.
Yeah.
And everything as well in the Jaguars, because like we were talking before the podcast, he was only promised his job security until the end of the season. Like they were like saying like that's it, that's all we can promise you. So I feel like he's like kind of like grasping at straws, trying to get this like team to get a win. And I feel like he's gonna want to win the last couple games of the regular season, but I feel like it's just gonna be a very short, very sad ending to the 2020 season.
Yeah, and I do want to ask about Mr. Minshew because, like, obviously, like, I had in fantasy for a bit this year. He got hurt. He wasn't even hurt from, like, what did really happen with him this year? You think it was just, like, a one-year fluke with the mustache? Or you feel like he, all of a sudden, now, he just kind of realized, oh, okay, he's not really the guy we thought he was?
I mean, like, I like to think that, if he is given the chance again, that he'll learn from this. But, like everybody says, and, like, it's honestly, like, it's just sad to see. Like, he's not learning, he's not growing from his rookie season. Like, he came in this year, like, yeah, he got that first win against the Colts. But, like, after that, it's just, like, he's not getting stronger. He's not getting better. He's kind of just, like, plateauing. And I feel like that was his issue. And then I feel like he just kept playing harder, not smarter. I know how cliched that sounds. But I really believe that he's just, like, he's he's just like, I don't know. I don't know him personally, and I would love to know him personally, to be honest with you. That'd be really fun. But I feel like he has like the blinders, you know what I mean, in a way. And don't get me wrong, I really do think he's trying, and he did try, and that's why he hid the injury. He just doesn't want to be cut because he's like I feel like he's a doer, you know. But I hope things click come next season if he's hopefully on the team, which I hope he is. But you know me, I have that lovely Minshew jersey that I wear proudly every Sunday at work.
Yeah, I have the Darnold jersey. It's probably going in the garbage after this year because it's going to end up being useless. But I do know with Gardner Minshew that apparently he hid the thumb injuries. He wanted to try and win, so I respect that. But at the same time, he was hurting the team a little bit.
Oh, 100%. Like, it definitely was suffering him. But then again, like, I guess that's pride as well. When he played in college, he would hide injuries as well. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I feel like that's just a common thread with the guy. It's a personality thing. So that could be more of a bad thing. I like to think that he was just trying to prove himself to help the team out. That's just me being optimistic for him.
Yeah, obviously this leads to an important question because no matter what way we slice it here, I think your team and my team are picking the top 2 in the draft next year. I don't think there's any way the Bengals catch us here. So,
hell no, we have to stay strong.
No, we're going to be top 2. The question, to my opinion, is like, who do you think is actually worse? Are the Jets worse in your opinion? Because like I feel like it's 2 different kinds of bad. Because the Jets, it's like they're getting blown out every week. They are not competitive in most of these games. But the Jaguars, they play hard. They're in a lot of these games, and they just lose at the end.
Yeah, and like in that aspect, like that you just brought up, like that makes like it just depends on how you use the word worse, I guess. Like worse as in like they're not scoring, they're not putting up the numbers like you need them to. That goes to the Jets. But it's like sometimes it's worse to see a team be like, oh wow, they have a chance, and then they blow it, in the third or fourth quarter, like the Jaguars did last week. In like the last couple of seconds, basically. But for me, like, unfortunately, if you look historically and stuff, like the Jaguars, like, all the time, like when I watch a game, this might be a more personal thing. First quarter, second quarter don't count for me. They like usually, they do well or they do bad. And then like just the third and fourth quarter, they usually like blow all the leads. I just feel like that's just like a cliche Jaguar thing. But getting back to the point, like worst team, I guess I don't like to do this to you, but I feel like it might have to just be the Jets. Unfortunately.
Don't worry about that. I agree with you. Their Jets are much worse. I feel like the Jaguars are more likely to win a game this year than the Jets are. Because I look at the Jaguars' schedule. I do think there is one game they can win. Do you see a win on that schedule for them?
You're asking a cynical Jaguars fan. Like I said, I'll still watch every single one of their games and I'll still cheer them on. But I honestly think there's like a few games where like they might be able to pull it through, but I don't see a game where they can win, to be honest with you.
Yeah, do you want to know the one I think they will win?
I'm very curious.
I think we go to week 16. The Chicago Bears are coming down to Jacksonville. They are not very good on offense. Mitchell Trubisky will turn the ball over a few times, or Nick Foles will play poorly. The Jaguars will squeak a win out there. That's my guess. They win by a field goal at the gun.
Well, my feelings on Foles, but let's not go down that scary dark road. It's funny because I was looking at, the whole season for the Bears because they are the only ones that honestly piqued my interest as well. But I feel like Foles is like that quarterback that performs really flippin' well when they know like they have like beef with the past team, like how he played so well against the Patriots, or not the Patriots, sorry. He played against Tampa Bay, stupid Tom Brady. That I feel like he's going to, like, play really well against the Jaguars because how they kind of, like, just let him go and chose Minshew over him. Because, like, last year, before he got hurt, I was really excited about Foles being quarterback. I'm like, yes, let's go. Like, Foles is great. He was great in Philadelphia. And now, then he gets hurt the first game, and then they have Minshew, and I'm like, all right, Minshew's great. But I kind of think that Jacksonville lost like an ability with Foles, because I feel like Foles could have possibly, and I like to be optimistic again. I'm a very like mixed feelings human being with the Jaguars, but I feel like the Jaguars missed their mark with Foles, and I feel like he's going to come back and like want to destroy them with every ounce of his being.
Yeah, I think for sure that's one thing. And I think also the curious thing with the Jaguar situation here, and I think with them, they do play very hard.
Hmm.
I do think that they will get it done. I have no faith in my team getting it done because my team does a lot of things wrong. We have a much worse head coach. The Jets are not winning a football game. I think if they would have won one, they would have held on to the Patriot game. They found an epic way to give that one up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least if you do poorly, you can just get the first round pick.
Yeah, that's the goal here for the Jets, to get the number one pick, get Trevor Lawrence, and get him going here. That's the goal here. But before we get to the actual picks thing, which is what you're here for today, I want to talk to you about this interesting NFL situation we had this week with the Ravens-Steelers COVID game. I talked about it on the last podcast. My legal guy, Phil Frietta. The game got moved again from Tuesday to Wednesday, and for the first time ever, we had Wednesday afternoon football. What did you think about that?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it was nice to have on in the background when I'm like working at home. Like, I liked that. I was like, look at this. It's like postseason baseball where I had like games to watch during the day. But there's no way any kind of football will trump Christmas this year. I feel like Christmas is coming in with like a vengeance and like taking everything out in its path kind of deal.
Yeah, and people are sitting here going, 3:40? Why are you playing football at 3:40? It's because NBC has scheduled the Rockefeller Christmas tree lighting on Wednesday night, and they picked the Christmas tree over the football game between the last undefeated team in the NFL and the Steelers and their rival, the Ravens. And for the NFL, you definitely got to ask, what the hell's going on out here? They lost out to a Christmas tree lighting.
Hell yeah. Like I said, Christmas takes no prisoners, man. It's 2020. We have no joy. We have fake joy that Christmas gives us.
Yeah, I will say, I do get the rationale for NBC because the Christmas tree lighting is a big deal. Even though the tree looks weird this year.
Yeah, everyone gives the tree such bad rep, but I'm saying, like, this poor tree just traveled from upstate New York. It's not fun driving down from upstate to New York City. Like, it's going to have a little, like, sadness to it, but it will still back out. The thing has to decompress, de-stress. You don't know how good this driver was that drove the tree.
Yeah, you could have been. You could have been driving off the
road. There's like little factors. Yeah, exactly.
You could have been driving on dirt
roads.
Trees
have feelings, Mike. Trees have feelings.
Yeah, they do, and this one has been getting its feelings hurt quite a bit, I'll say.
Yeah, and then also like we kidnapped an owl.
Yeah. The funny thing also is now, with the NFL playing the game on Wednesday today, and the fact that they do have a game scheduled on Christmas, which is a Friday this year, there will be an NFL game on every day of the week at some point this season, which is pretty weird to think about.
That is actually really strange to think about.
Yeah, because we got Saturdays
every day.
Up. Yeah, and I think this is the second Wednesday game I can remember, and I think the last one was back in 2012, I want to say. It was opening weekend. They had the Giants raise the banner against the Cowboys on a Wednesday because the Democratic National Convention was the next night and was giving Barack Obama the second nomination. So two things can push football off of its normal time slot here: the Democratic Convention and a Christmas tree.
Yeah, I think it's just the 2020 Christmas tree, though. You know what I mean? Yeah. I feel like this is like the little asterisk on the Christmas viewing.
Yeah, and for people who were not paying attention, the Steelers particularly won the football game, but we'll get to the NFL picks, the reason why you're here. Our good friend Joe Dallawizio was actually here last week. He did do the NFL picks. He did not do very well, Sam.
He probably is going to do better than me. But I played it safe. Like, at least he probably, you know what I mean?
Well, I'll let you know right now. He did not do very well. He went a whopping 0-3. He took the Giants laying 4.5. He got screwed there with the backdoor cover, and the Giants only won by 2. He took the Broncos getting 5.5. We picked this game before they had no quarterbacks left to play the game, so that one's unlucky. He picked against your team. He took the Browns laying the 5.5 against the Jaguars, and the Jaguars came back and made it close at the end. So he lost there with that one. So 0-3 for Joe.
Well, he might have another partner to be 0-3 with next week. So.
Well, as somebody who knows what picks are coming here from you, I feel like you will at least get on the board with one. I'm very confident about that.
I hope so, because it's my first pick of the season. It's late in the season.
Yeah.
I've been busy with work, so I haven't been doing the best job in following all the teams.
Yep.
So I try to pick safe ones.
Yeah.
But now I'm nervous.
That's okay. Joe took some risks last week.
Well, high risk, high reward, right?
Yeah. I was a little safer last week. I went 2-1 on the week. I had the Saints laying 5.5 against the Broncos. Went head to head with Joe there and won. I had the Dolphins laying the points against the Jets. I've been doing that for a while now. The Dolphins covered the number. I also had a complete brain cramp last week. Some reason I just thought it was a good idea to take the Lions on Thanksgiving to win outright, and they lost by at least the Texans.
Yeah, I watched that game. That was rough.
Yeah, once I see the coach and the GM got fired out, I'm like, yeah, that was probably not the right pick by me.
Oh, well, you live and you learn. That's what I do. That's what I live by.
Yep, it is what we live by. On the year, team challengers, 19, 16-1, so they've done a pretty good job so far. I'm 23-13. I've been pretty hot most of the year. I'm hoping to keep the trend going, but we're going to do the picks now. Sam, as the guest, you are up first. Where are you going with your first pick of the week?
All right, first pick, I guess in memory of Joe, I'll do Packers minus 9.5 over Eagles. Honestly, I feel like the Packers have it this week to really take over the Eagles.
Yeah, I think this is a good pick because the Eagles are just bad. I feel like this game, they played Monday night, went against the Seahawks for their last stand game. They played hard, they lost. They're not a very good team here. They're going on the road to play Green Bay, and Green Bay is going to play very well in this football game. This could be a blowout, so I like your chances of covering the number there.
Yeah, and then Chris Wentz is looking a little, down in the dumps kind of deal. It doesn't seem like he has it in him to finish out the season strong.
Definitely not the same guy. He's definitely a lot different than he's been in the past.
Yeah, definitely.
Where are you going with your next one?
I'm going to do Steelers minus 9.5 over Washington. This is my safe bet one because Washington just, statistically hasn't been performing that great. Better than the Jaguars, of course, but that was my safe pick for this week.
Yeah, I like this one too because this is one I didn't go to. I wanted to see the Steelers play, but this team is 11-0 for a reason. Washington has not beaten anybody any good. They've beaten the Cowboys twice. They've beaten the Eagles once. They've beaten the Bengals. They've combined 7 wins, those 3 teams. And it's just, you know what? This is a game the Steelers also can, at home, extra day, get ready after the Raven game. They're going to win big. I like your chances there with that one. Where you go with number 3?
All right, this is my Bills minus 2.5 over the Niners. Since the Niners are having issues with playing at home games and stuff, I just feel like they're all in a little bit of a disarray. So I'm hoping that the Bills will come out strong on top.
Yeah, that's another good logical pick. People forget they're going to Arizona for the next couple of weeks. They're going to be out of their routine. The Bills are very good. San Francisco did win last week, but it's only 2.5. All you need is to win by a field goal. I think you got a good shot there with the Bills.
Yeah, plus you got to support one New York team, right?
Yeah, they are the one New York team. I'll go up now. Pick number 1. This is one that I feel like they get constantly undervalued when Drew Brees doesn't play. I'm going to take the Saints laying the 3 in Atlanta against the Falcons. And these two teams played 2 weeks ago. New Orleans won 24-9 with Taysom Hill at quarterback. A lot has not changed in those 2 weeks, but they are not getting the respect for being a 9-2 football team. Their defense is very good. They'll run the football. Atlanta's going to have trouble scoring on them. I'll only lay in 3. I think the Saints will win handily. So give me the Saints laying 3. Pick 1.
No, I feel like that's a good pick there.
Yeah, I feel very good about that one. Number 2, back to the well once again. Picking the Raiders, laying the 7.5 against the Jets this week. The Jets have only covered the spread twice all season. The Raiders got blown out in Atlanta last week. I'd be very mad coming in here after that loss. They lost to the Jets last year in a similar spot. That's going to be on their mind. The Jets are not good. Sam Derosa did not look good this week with all his weapons back. I'm only laying 7.5. I will take the Raiders here. Lay the points. They're going to win big over the Jets.
Hey, I mean, you said it yourself about the Jets earlier, so I can't compare.
Yeah, that's an easy one. Pick number 3. You'll like this one. I'm taking your team, getting the 9.5 points in Minnesota against the Vikings this week. I love the Jaguars' chances here. They're playing close games. The Vikings are also not that good. The Vikings struggled to beat Carolina last week when Teddy Bridgewater was banged up. Mike Glenn's playing again. He played well last week. I think the Jags will be right in this football game to the end, and I'm getting almost 10 points. I think they will cover easily. I think they have an outside shot to win it outright as well. So give me the Jags plus 9.5, pick number 3.
Well, I really hope the Jags perform for you and they don't let you down how they consistently let me down.
Yeah, I like their chances, though. Getting 10 points is a lot, and I think they'll be right in that football game.
I really hope so. That'd be nice for the Jags.
Yep. So to reset the pick, Sam is going with the Packers laying 9.5 at home against the Philadelphia Eagles. The Steelers laying 9.5 at home against the Washington football team on Monday. And the Bills also on Monday laying 2.5 against the 49ers down in Glendale. I am taking the New Orleans Saints laying 3 in Atlanta against the Falcons. The Jaguars getting 9.5 points in Minnesota against the Vikings. My third road team, the Las Vegas Raiders, laying 7.5 against the Jets at MetLife. Those are your picks for week number 13 on the podcast. And next week on the podcast, joining us, another one of our good friends, Will Steiner, is going to be on doing the picks.
Gotta love Will. He's my fave.
Yeah, we're going to complain about the Jets more next week. We'll talk about how badly the Raiders beat them.
What? You know what? What if this is the week that you guys are wrong, though? You know? Who knows? I like to think optimistic for other people, not myself, but...
Well, I'm telling you, if they win the game this week, there'll be a lot of more crying between me and Will because we both desperately want Trevor Lawrence.
Well, the Jaguars can have him anyway, no. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, well, if he's not going to New York, he's going to Jacksonville.
Possibly. Who wants to play in the swamp town anyway? But
it will be fun, and Will's going to be on next week. I've personally avoided talking about the Jets for a while, getting Jet guests on for the picks because there's nothing really to discuss with them. Now we're getting down to the nitty-gritty of them being in the mix with that topic. That's when the fun begins.
Oh, definitely. I bet you a lot of people have a lot to say about first-round picks.